The auditorium was silent, except for the restless shuffling of students waiting for the guest speaker. Among them sat Ethan Miller, a college sophomore from Chicago. He wasn't the star athlete nor the class genius. He wasn't the life of the party or the quiet, mysterious guy. Ethan felt invisible, always comparing himself with others. If only I were taller like Jake. If only I were confident like Sarah. If only I were brilliant like Daniel. Every day, Ethan measured his worth against the people around him, and every day he found himself lacking. But that night his life was about to change. The dean introduced a frail old man with grey hair and a slight limp. His name was Mr. Carter, a retired schoolteacher. No flashy suit, no PowerPoint slides, just an old man with a soft voice. The students were restless. Some whispered, "This guy? He doesn't even look impressive." But Mr. Carter simply smiled and began. "Let me tell you a story," he said. In a small village, a farmer carried 2 clay pots every morning, tied to a stick across his shoulders. One pot was perfect. It held water without spilling a drop. The other pot had a crack. Every day, as the farmer walked from the river to his house, the cracked pot leaked water, arriving only half full. Years went by. The perfect pot was proud of itself. The cracked pot was ashamed. It cried, "I'm useless. I waste your effort. I'm broken." But one morning, the farmer bent down, pointed to the path and said, "Look behind you." The cracked pot saw flowers, blooming all along its side of the road. The farmer smiled and said, "I planted seeds there because I knew you would water them. Without you, this beauty would not exist." The room grew still. Ethan's chest tightened. He thought about how often he called himself less than. He remembered wishing he had Daniel's intelligence or Jake's charm. But then he wondered, what if my cracks serve a purpose too? After the speech, Ethan stayed back. He thanked Mr. Carter, who looked at him with kind eyes. "You feel invisible, don't you?" Mr. Carter asked gently. Ethan froze. How could this man know? "Because I was you," Carter continued. "Always comparing, always shrinking. Until I realized comparison is the thief of joy, and acceptance is the gateway to freedom." He leaned closer. "Do you want to know the truth, Ethan? The people you compare yourself to, they're comparing themselves to someone else. The chain never ends until one person breaks it by choosing to accept who they are." Weeks later, something happened. Ethan noticed a freshman sitting alone in the cafeteria, shoulders hunched, eyes downcast, the same way he often sat. Normally, Ethan would pass by, but this time he remembered Mr. Carter's words. He walked over, sat down, and simply said, "Hey, I'm Ethan. Want to join me?" The boy's face lit up. That single act changed his week, and later Ethan would learn it had stopped the boy from dropping out. That night, Ethan lay in bed with tears in his eyes. Maybe my worth isn't in being the smartest, or the funniest, or the most talented. Maybe my worth is in the quiet ways I can show up for others. Maybe my cracks are watering someone else's flowers. For the first time, he didn't feel like comparing. He felt like living. Months later, Ethan was asked to speak at a college event. Nervous, he began by sharing Mr. Carter's story of the cracked pot. He confessed his own struggles with comparison and invisibility. By the time he finished, half the auditorium was in tears. Students lined up to thank him, saying they felt the same way but had never dared to admit it. And in that moment, Ethan understood. His voice mattered, not because it was the loudest, but because it was honest. So remember this, we are all cracked pots. We all leak in some way, but hidden in those imperfections are seeds only you can water. Stop comparing your cracks to someone else's shine. Accept who you are. Because somewhere, someone is waiting for the flowers only you can grow. After this, you will never compare yourself again. You will embrace yourself because you are enough.